Hi everyone, it's Dave here. Hope you're good. This is a long overdue update video about my book. I'm going to give you an update on the progress of the book and also an update on a change to the crowdfunding campaign behind it because I've severed ties with GoFundMe after their seizure of $9 million worth of people's donations for the Canadian truckers and their supporters, which was an absolute utter disgrace. So I'll tell you more about a new crowdfunding platform that I'm using as well. But first, to the book. Unfortunately, there's a slight, well, significant delay in the editing process. The book has been completed by me, and I was told by my publisher that the first stage of editing would be complete by the 1st of February. That will be where I review the edited manuscript and then decide which changes I want to implement before it goes to the second stage. Now, unfortunately, the publisher didn't meet that deadline. I can give you 3 guesses why, what reason they've given me, but you'll only need one guess. Of course, it's COVID that they cited. So I've had some very frank conversations with them. I've expressed my discontent and concern at that. And they've, they have offered to do some extra marketing for me as some form of recompense, and they've responded well to my concerns. To be fair, nevertheless, there is a delay. There was already a delay because I don't know whether you remember, the book was completed 3 days before my dad very sadly passed away back in October, and I was originally told that the book would be edited and ready to be published before Christmas. Now, when my dad passed away, I knew straight away that I had to write an extra chapter. I couldn't not. At its deepest essence, the book is about life and death, in the West's strange and fretful attitude towards both life and death. And when my dad died, I knew that there was another dimension there was another layer of exploration that I needed to do and pay tribute to my dad as well. Obviously, I couldn't write that chapter for a while because I just wasn't ready to. So I didn't write that extra chapter called The Sycamore Tree, which is going to act as a bit of a preface to the introduction to the book. I couldn't write that until a good few weeks later. So that did delay the editing getting started. And then, as I say, there's been a delay on the behalf of the publisher as well. Just a reminder about what the book is about. As I say, it's at its deepest core an exploration of why are so many in the West so scared to live and so scared of death. Is it because that we're not attuned enough to something greater than ourselves? Are we not in tune enough? I talk a lot about why ideology has won the battle over ideas. I talk a lot about fear and the media, and another central tenet of the book is to what extent is individual sovereignty under threat in a world that's become increasingly dominated by groupthink. But I also talk about the intellectual and moral and spiritual pushback that has taken place in the last couple of years and that is gathering momentum. And so whilst it's a very, very frank and pretty savage at times critique of Western society and where we are at the moment, there's also many points of optimism, and it is ultimately an optimistic book as I see this new society emerge and this spiritual awakening taking place. So that's what the book's about. I go into obviously a lot of depth and breadth as well. So it's the content that I explore on my YouTube channel, and I don't know whether you might be watching this video on my YouTube channel or on the crowdfunding page itself. Now, the crowdfunder that I'm using now is called GoFundMe, which is a UK-based platform. I've heard some pretty good things about it. I was pretty disgusted to learn about how GoFundMe has acted in the wake of the absolutely amazing peaceful uprising by the Canadian people, and how they've basically seized the funds of the people who've decided to donate to this very, very worthy and important cause. I no longer really want to be associated with that level of tyranny. So I've decided to change my crowdfunding platform to GoFundMe. So if you believe in what I'm doing, If you think what I'm doing is valuable, if you want to support the book, then please feel free. Any donation will be gratefully received. It is very expensive. Publishing a book, really expensive. So if you do want to support me, just click on the link in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're on the actual GoFundMe website, you'll see the donate button somewhere. There are a couple of incentives. If you donate £10 or more, you'll be cited in the acknowledgements at the start of the book, so you'll get a mention. £25 or more, you'll have access to one chapter, an early release chapter before the release of the actual book. So please don't feel any pressure at all about this. But if you do want to support me, if you do value what I'm doing, if you think what I'm doing is important, and if you're looking forward to reading the book, then feel free to make any donation, no matter how small. I am excited about the book. Excited and a bit scared as well. I've always thought deep down that there's a book in me waiting to be written. I think it just needed to wait until the right set of circumstances presented themselves, until enough of what I was seeing in the world made sense, until I understood myself and my place in the world with more clarity. And I started writing the book in 2019. I kind of detected a society that wasn't in a good place. Something was wrong. So I started exploring those themes around ideology and groupthink. Then, of course, the whole lockdown situation started. And that just brought into even sharper focus for me a society that was utterly deranged and had gone insane and was mad and was profoundly immoral. I had to write about it. I had to write about what I could do about it. I had to write about how I was personally responsible for any of it. But talking about taking individual responsibility was, and how that was the only way that we could help heal this very fractured, divided, confused, immoral, and mad world. So yeah, it's a couple of years in the making, but it's really a lifetime in the making. As I say, I've always thought that I've got hopefully a good book in me. So if you're interested in the type of content I do in my YouTube channel, where I talk a lot about society, I talk about the individual's place in society, I talk about personal responsibility, I talk a lot about fear and how that's manipulated, I talk about media and how media narratives shape society, I talk a lot about spirituality, I talk a lot about perception and awareness, and all of these different themes and concepts and ideas and philosophies. Well, that's what the book's about as well. So yeah, okay, so there we go. I am going to keep you up to date with the progress of the book. The new deadline for my first stage editing, where I will be able to read my edited manuscript, is the 28th of February, so that's only a couple of weeks off now. So yeah, I will keep you up to date with the project. I do want to try and create a little bit of a buzz around the book. I would really appreciate if you could help spread the word for me by pointing people in the direction of my videos, to my crowdfunding campaign. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date. I think I've said everything I need to say in this video now. So I'll upload this to my YouTube, and I'll also try and upload this onto the GoFundMe platform as well. Thanks as ever for your support. This book is really, really important to me. I would never have forgiven myself if I would not have written this book. I'd needed to write it, and as I say, I'm excited for its release, a little bit scared as well. So, but yeah, okay, I think that's enough from me now. So I'll speak to you all soon, and yeah, bye bye. Thank you.